This is freaking heavy. There's a lot of food to this. Hey everyone, Humphrey here with Rider Guides again on the nightly search for food. Today we're going to try to find this place called Lucky Panda, Lazy Panda, Lucky Panda, something like that. And because I have a craving for American Chinese food. I don't know why, but somewhere on Sukhumvit Soi 31, I've been told is Lucky or Lazy Panda. We'll find out the exact name once we get to it. So off of Sukhumvit, if you're heading southeast bound, so this is going up in the numbers, you're going to make a left turn on Soi 31, also called Soi Sawati. I've never been up this Soi before, so we will explore a little bit on the way to this American Chinese place. And one of the reasons I'm curious about this is I used to work in IT for Panda Express in the US. So Panda Express is American Chinese. Some Chinese would call it fake Chinese food, but it's reasonably delicious. And I guess when you compare it to the fast food options in the US, it's probably decently healthy or healthy-ish. Soda cup. I always like the motorcycle drivers at the top and bottom of all the sois. If you don't want to walk on a hot day, 1 p.m. when it's roasting, pay the guy 20 baht to go up the street. It's awesome. And it's exciting. So one of the questions I keep getting in this past 2 weeks or so is, Humphrey, everything's locked down. There's a curfew, there's a 9 p.m. curfew. Restaurants start closing down at 7:30. Why am I still here? Why don't I go home? Well, Bangkok for me, the way I look at Bangkok is, Bangkok at 5% is better than most cities at 100%. And of course, our rule is if we find a corridor or alley, we walk down it just to kind of see what's going on. So let's walk down this alley. Soda cup. Let's see what's here. There's space for rent. A little cafe, maybe a hotel or a hostel, and something called Wow Bangkok, which I have no idea what that is. One interesting thing to note here is if you've never been to Asia before, you'll see that there's a standard size for buildings. And this is a one shop house unit. And then if you want a double unit, you get a double shop house unit and you knock down the wall. So it's kind of like in the US how you would get a mobile home. You know, double wide would be, you know, basically two stuck together. And so in Thailand, you can own the land under it if you're Thai. If you're a foreigner, you cannot own the land, but then you can build on top of it. So if you're a US citizen, then you would have to buy and build stuff on top of land that you don't own. So realistically, at any point, unless you have a business contract, the owner of the land could sell it and, you know, kick you out. Sushi fusion bar. It's closed up. Sushi doesn't do well during lockdown. Not a good thing to get delivered. Speaking about the lockdown, oh, definitely don't want to get run over. Yeah, so speaking about the lockdown, what you're seeing in this past 2 weeks is businesses are slowly adapting to the lockdown. So when the lockdown first started, a lot of them weren't on Grab Food, Food Panda. These are the food delivery places. And now they're slowly coming up to speed with technology and able to sell stuff online. You still have the holdouts that aren't doing the online delivery. They're remaining closed, but as the weeks go on, I'm seeing a slow trickle of restaurants opening back up. The Peace Store. They sell knickknacks. Oh, look at that. This is a teak wood speaker stand. It will come back later. Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, so restaurants are slowly opening up. In fact, I was just in Terminal 21. And Terminal 21, the restaurants before this week were all closed for the most part. And today I walked through Terminal 21 and a trickle of them, I'd say about 5 to 8 restaurants were now open. And so this is the KFCs and some of the other ones. Now it's still takeaway only, takeaway or delivery. It's still kind of a pain in the ass, and I know they're hurting. There's no way they're making money, but at least they're giving it a try. So people are getting used to this lockdown and slowly adapting. Oh, and another reason why I don't go exit out of Thailand is, well, I live and work in Singapore. You can obviously tell by my accent I'm American. So I'm one of those dirty expats working in Singapore. And as of right now, as of August 7th, I think today is August 7th, I cannot go back to Singapore. I am barred from entering. Just because they aren't letting employment pass and personalized employment pass folks come back in. So you need permission to re-enter Singapore. And I can't get that for at least a while. Ministry of Crab. Interesting. It looks fancy. This whole building. And this is Wine Connection. Again, I never realized there were so many wine connections in Thailand. You see them all over the place in Singapore. Didn't expect it here. It's always interesting when you're walking around with a camera and a tripod. Some people give you weird looks, but I think folks in Bangkok are so used to streamers and YouTubers walking around with cameras these days that it's no longer that big of a deal. What's this place? Tons of construction coming up. What is this? Not bad at all. Got a 7-Eleven with a bunch of street vendors in front. I hope I'm going in the right direction because it looks like a whole bunch of nothingness up here. Another question I keep getting asked is, how did I get into Thailand? What was the process? So I had two options. You could either do your 14-day quarantine in a hotel in Bangkok or Pattaya, or I could do 14 days in Phuket. That was called the Phuket Sandbox. So that's if you're fully vaccinated, which I am. I've got Moderna from Singapore. Go Singapore. So I chose the ASQ route, the 14-day quarantine in Bangkok, because I didn't want to do another flight from Phuket to Bangkok. And I'm actually used to quarantine. So in Singapore, I've done a 14-day quarantine. And when I did the quarantine in Bangkok, I did a suite, a larger room with a balcony, and that definitely helps. What is this place? It's totally fancy. Gotta try that one. There's some really interesting places on this street. This is a condo. Another condo. Ah, here we go. Lazy Panda. We have found it. Let's take a look. They have orange chicken. Of course they have orange chicken. And the food looks similar. It looks acceptable. We'll give it a shot. This box is freaking heavy. It's got some weight to it. All right, mission accomplished. We got our orange chicken, or the Thai version of orange chicken, along with Kung Pao chicken. 280 baht, so that's 240 baht for the food and 30 baht for the Coke over here. That makes it about $9, and this is freaking heavy. There's a lot of food to this. There's quite a bit of food.